Hey y'all, what's up? This is Cameron, and we're back with another review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 16, episode 2. But before I get into the review, if you could please like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be very great for my channel. I would ask if you are going to do it or if you did do it, but you bit my head off in the last video, and I still got the bite marks to prove it. So I ain't going to even ask you. So let's just get into it. With this episode, we see the continuation of Porsha confronting Drew, and Portia's, asking like why would you film with Dennis without my knowledge? And then she decides to want to break the fourth wall to really try to go in on Drew. And it really, in my opinion, the scene was just an epic fail
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
because what are you saying? In my opinion, you just had me a little bit more confused because what are you mad about? You're mad because she went behind your back. I just feel as though she's working with him. This is just only business. So if she's working in the studio with him and that's simply it, what's the problem? I do agree that it is weird that he did invite Portia to Drew's birthday dinner because it's like, why would you invite her? Like, I can understand if you were her man and you wanted to do the invite list. But I don't know, maybe I don't know. And then also with Drew saying like he's her saving grace and things like that, it don't sound right. But I don't think there's any malice or any like vindictiveness of her saying that because I feel like she probably do believe that. So they argue about that, and then they start talking about the go naked hair, and come to find out Drew is going behind Portia's back by doing photo shoots and all that without her knowledge. And from the outside looking in, when I first heard it, I was just like,
Okay.
okay, you're mad because she's doing photo shoots for your product. Like she's promoting your product. What's the issue? But I'm not an influencer, so I don't know the full depths of things like that. But typically, from what I learned, when you do when you are an influencer and you happen to get deals and things like that, whoever you had that deal with, you have to get prior approval from them. So you have to send the video, the picture, whatever you're doing, you have to send it to that company, and then they will review it. And if they like it, they'll approve it, send it back to you, let you know, hey, you can post it, and go from there. I don't know the full process of Drew's, deal with Go Naked. But if that was the case, I can understand why Portia was mad. But if that's not in her contract, then I just feel like you're just trying to find different reasons to be mad at her outside of her filming with Dennis. They, going back and forth, and then in the confessional, I see where Cynthia's saying like, this ain't Drew's first time being caught on a fib or 3 and 4.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
But Cynthia, did you forget that Portia be lying too? And did she not lie on your marriage? She lied on Peter, your then husband Peter. They both have a history of lying. So if anything, it's a lie off, in my opinion. The ladies leave and then they go outside because they decide. I guess I don't know if this is a thing that they do or whatever, but everybody jump in the pool and it looked fun. So in the next scene, we have Angela. We get to see a little bit more of her. She's at home with her husband and her child. We see that she has 4 children. She has 2. He had 1, I believe, and then they have 1 together. So altogether, they have 4 children. And then we get to see a little bit more about her. I'm glad that we're able to see a little bit more because on the first episode, even though she came kind of towards the end, all we kept hearing about was, I'm married to Charles Oakley. Put some respect on Charles Oakley. I am Charles Oakley's wife.
Where's my man?
We learned to find out that she owns her own financial consulting company, and then she's also has purchased 5 homes that she's renovating that she's eventually wanting to sell, and that's good to see. She said that she was already a millionaire before she was with him, and there's not a dollar that she don't want.
Real rich bitch. Real rich bitch.
And we love to see it. We like to see a self-made woman who also has a self-made man. And it's like, hey, he gets his coin, she get her coin. And I love to see it. Angela's daughter asked about the party, and Angela's, spilling tea to her, let her know what happened, with Drew and Portia. And Charles, he's over cooking. Charles ain't trying to hear none of that. Charles is trying to hear the food cook. He is not trying to hear none of that.
Girl, please stop talking. Please stop talking right now. Because you know what?
And then they start talking about, working with the exes. Me personally, I feel like if you don't have to, don't. If it's a good opportunity and you have a good standing relationship and none of y'all insecure, I mean, why not? But I wouldn't personally do it. But hey, to each his own. Charles ate with that when he said, when there's a well, there's some water in it.
You better say that then.
I did.
So yeah, definitely. When you say, well, yeah, there's some water in it. Next up, we have Porsha and Kenya, and I was delighted to see the scene. Clearly, we saw the pictures, them doing their little TikToks, and it was good to see this scene. It's really refreshing, seeing them actually like on one accord, being cordial, and
State of love, bonding, trust, real friendship.
it's just good to see because if you are a loyal watcher, you know that Portia and Kenya never got along. And if they did, I think the only time they got along was when they both was pregnant, or sorry, when they both just had their babies. But outside of that, they ain't never been cool like that. So it was good to see. I'm grateful to see any Kenya scenes because clearly we're limited to seeing them. But I would have to say when they did meet up and they were talking, I wouldn't say I hated it. I would say that I wish that we could have got Kenya's commentary on it because it kind of felt one-sided, just only hearing Portia's side and not necessarily hearing what Kenya has to say, especially, in this conversation, because Portia's talking about Simon and Kenya mentions, he making hella posts about you. She's just like, every time I look, he's making a post. And then Portia's talking about, the scamming that he's done.
And the sad part, you're not going to jail. You're going to prison. That way.
And then she reveals that she was actually his fifth wife. There was actually a marriage that was fake. And then I would like to get more clarity on because she didn't necessarily clarify that. Like, what do you mean fake? Like, they were never married? Or was this like, oh, they got married so he can get his green card? Like, what do you mean by fake? Oh, and then she also said that, there was a ring camera in the home, and she also saw that he had women in the house. And it's just like, Portia, I don't feel bad for you. It's just like you're going on this tour to talk about like what all he has done to you, but during that time or whenever towards the end or whatever, you was acting like everything was good. And you weren't even on TV, so it wasn't like you had to put on a facade. Like, I don't know why you felt the need to do that. And then she also mentions that the reason why she fell for Simon was because as she was writing her book, The Pursuit of Portia, he read the trauma that she went through from men. And he was saying, like, I got you, I'm going to take care of you. And I mean, that's nice. You can say whatever you want, but you need to go based off actions. And for you being over 40, words should not be moving you anyway. Actions need to be doing this. And next thing we see Kelly, she's meeting up with her project manager and publicist because she's trying to open up another location for Nana's Chicken and Waffles. The project manager gets there and he basically says, like, we ain't gonna make it. I'm telling you, we in a crisis.
What the hell we gonna do now?
We're not going to make it. We got permits. We got to do, more renovating, just all different type of stuff. So we're not going to make it on time. I'm glad that we are able to see, the ups and downs and, things that can happen when you're trying to open a business or trying to, open up multiple businesses or multiple locations, I should say. And the next thing we got Britt and her husband, and, we just seen their dynamic. And I have to say, I mean, I don't know if it's because he may be camera shy or maybe that's just how he is, but it seemed like he don't really like her. Like, it just seemed like he's here. That's it.
Correct.
And, her talking about, she wants to have a baby. And it just didn't seem like he's that into it. Like, he's not showing any type of effort in regards of wanting to have it. She's talking about she wants to plan. She wants to do this. She wants to have her mom move in. That way she can help with the baby. And he's just, yeah. And she's like, I need you to show emotion. And I feel like, it's okay if you're not like that, in general. But I feel like for your girl, try to show, like, this is not anybody else. This is your woman. This is your part. This is the woman that you chose to be with. So I kind of feel like, give a little something. Damn it. It's not like she's just anybody. This is your wife. So the mom comes up the steps and they talk about, having the baby. And she said, I want to have this baby this year. And he's saying allegedly. And then the mama said, oh no, she's getting pregnant.
And
It's just like, mama, how you know this girl gonna get pregnant? Like, what all they go in their bedroom? I mean, I don't know if they have any, I mean, God forbid, but I don't know if they have any infertility issues or if he has any issues on his end. I don't know, but it's just like, mama, how you gonna say that? Oh, she is gonna get pregnant. She is. I know she is. She is. It's just like, what? And he's saying allegedly. It's just like, to me, I don't know nobody who wants a baby to say allegedly. And then for her to say that he does want a daughter, I don't know. I need to hear him say that. So, yeah. Next thing that we see, Shamia, she's going to see Shadina. Shadina was actually her surrogate for her daughter and was also Candy's surrogate for her daughter, Blaze. So she goes to visit her. Come to find out, she happened to have breast cancer. She was diagnosed with breast cancer after being 32 weeks pregnant with Shiloh. And in the show, Shamia mentioned that it was very aggressive. So due to it being a very aggressive form, they had to deliver Shiloh kind of early. And just seeing that scene, it was just like, oh, wow. Like Shamia was saying, she was like, I want my daughter to be healthy, but I also want Shadina to be healthy as well. She has a family. And it's just terrible. And I'm glad that she was able to showcases. I mean, of course, we've seen, Black women on TV before speak on infertility, but into this depth, I should say, on Real Housewives of Atlanta, is beautiful to see. And just making awareness to it. Like Shamia mentions that, people were commenting or just saying, like, oh, that's what you deserve. You're being selfish. You could have had the baby. And
Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. I swear to God. I wish I could just press a button and pull up on them, dragging everybody up and down the street. Fucking disgusting.
And come to find out, she reveals that she was under IVF. She did 7 rounds of IVF, and she says that she had to put in like 4 shots, and 4 shots in the morning and 4 shots at night every day. That's a lot to deal with. I know for me, I'm when it goes to like when you got to get certain vaccines or whatever, like a shot, like I'm a wimp when it comes to take a little shot. So I can imagine having to self-induce I'm sorry, having to do the shot yourself. Like that's crazy, So and it is even crazier for people to say shit like, yeah, like, damn, like it's her fault because she wanted to have a surrogate. Like, what? Like, people in this world are very cruel. Like the fact that y'all felt the need, well, some people felt the need to say that she deserved that because she got a surrogate. It just don't make no sense to me. I'm glad to see that Shadina, is doing well. Shamia mentions that she does want to have a little boy for her husband. And then some people were saying like, why are you putting yourself through that? Why are you?
Girl, please stop talking. Please stop talking right now. Because you know what?
And it's just like what she said. Her husband has given her a lot. And what's wrong with her giving him back something that he wants? And I'm pretty sure she would want a son as well. And of course, they're not going to go through Shadina, but they can go through someone else who could possibly have a healthy pregnancy. And what's wrong with that? If someone's willing to help, be a surrogate, and they willing to want the baby, I don't see what the problem is. So I hope they have a bunch of healthy babies. Next thing we see, Britt coming over to Kelly's, and I like to see it because again, Britt and Kelly are new, so I'm glad to see the new dynamics in the group, new blood. So we see them sitting down. Kelly's asking Britt, like, are we planning a wedding? Like, what we doing? Britt revealed that they got married during COVID, but they couldn't have a ceremony because of COVID. So now they want to, do a wedding for their marriage. And as they're talking, Britt mentions Kenya.
You good? No, you're not. You're not, baby, and it's okay. You're not good, and it's okay.
Why are you mentioning King? Why are you mentioning her? Why? Like, what do we have to talk about? I mean, I understand that we're on the show, but it's just like I feel like you're making something out of nothing. That's what you trying to do. You're making something out of nothing. It's woman just asked about your ring because you were at. Oh, you're divorced. You're divorced. You're divorced. Yeah, it wasn't like it was a outlandish question. Like, where did that come from? It's just that's what she asked because we were this. It's already within the topic. Marriage, divorce. It is. It is what it is. It's not that deep. It really isn't that deep. Britt asks us about Kelly's marriage, and so Kelly, goes in, that it wasn't a healthy relationship. She said at one time while she was on a birthday trip to Tulum, she found out that her husband took almost $500,000.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
That's all I could do. I can't look at y'all right now. I can't because what do you mean? Like he almost took, and on top of that, we don't even know if she got that money back. I'm getting my motherfucking money. I'm getting my money. What do you mean you took $500,000 from me? Well, I'm on my birthday trip. Birthday over with. As soon as she said her account card. As soon as the accountant called me, I was like, oh, drinking a little more, whatever. Like, hold on, somebody's calling me. Hello? Yeah, hey, how you doing? Good, good. Huh? What you mean 500,000 taken out of my? Let me call you back. The trip is gone. I'm about to book a flight back. We're gone. We're leaving the next. No, we're leaving today. We ain't leaving the next day. We leaving today. Because what do you mean? That is a lot of money to be taken from, and as if that wasn't going to be seen. Like that's crazy. Um, and then to come to find out it was with the company, it's just like you fucking with the company. This is how we eat. This is our bread and butter, and you over here fucking with it. Like I don't know what happened with their relationship, but that is crazy. Like that birthday trip would have been over. I would have been on the first flight smoking. Next thing we have Drew at the gym, finna drop it with Angela and Shamia. But before Shamia get there, Angela gets there first. And I say, Angela, where'd you get this shirt from? Did you get this shirt from your daughter? Cause I knew you was doing them jumping jacks, but I know they was finna pop out. Titties! I know they was finna say, hi, hi. Like I know they was, soon as you was doing them jumping jacks, I know they was finna come out like, what you trying to work out to give a show? And they talking and, Angela comes out with it. She was like, Drew, why are you working with Dennis? Out of all these people in Atlanta, why are you working with Dennis? And Drew, basically she's like, hey, I've worked with legends. I've been signed to legends. And my music ain't been where I will want it to be. And so she was like, Dennis came up with a business proposal. And I'm guessing it was really good because she accepted it. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with it. And with them talking about that, Drew, mentions her divorce. She's saying that, I'm trying to do this music so my kids can stay afloat. She's saying that Ralph is getting her for all her money. Ralph is taking large amounts of her money, asking for alimony, percentages of her businesses, and he wants child support.
You go get a damn job.
Yeah.
You a whole able-bodied man and you want all this money from her. It's just like, I don't know if she was the breadwinner in the beginning, or whatever, but it's just like you're a whole grown man who has multiple kids. You need to be taking care of your children. You should not be having to ask money from your soon-to-be ex-wife when you can make money. And I could be wrong, but didn't they say he was in tech or whatever? And people in the tech world, they make good money. So what are you doing where you cannot take care of you or your children? And we see Shamia coming in and, they work out. And then after their workout, they sit down and talk. And here go Angela again.
So sad. I just have to win this competition.
Angela again. So Shamia, I was pretty shocked that you asked if Drew and Dennis was effing. And it's just like, and she was like, I didn't say effing, I just said they were dating. Angela kept on talking. Then she asked, like, why did you ask that question for Porsha? And Shamia is trying to answer the question. And Shamia says, when me and Porsha was talking about it in a separate time, Angela's like, no, I was there. I was there. I was at the party. I was sitting there. I was there. And Shamia's like, no, I'm talking about a different situation. But this is Angela. No, I was there. I was sitting there. Nice house, by the way. I was there. And it's just like, Angela, can you let Shamia talk?
Close your mouth.
Like, let Angela speak, and then you can respond. And I feel like you can't fully communicate when you don't listen. And she's trying to tell you that they talked about it at a separate time, but you would not let her speak. But I will give it to Shamia, though. Shamia wouldn't let enough. Shamia was just like, you coming in hot, and then she was like, you Portia's assistant. And then Drew said, if you look up lapdog, you'll see Shamia in the dictionary.
Look at the material.
You should be going home
You can be the judge of it.
So.
And I ain't gonna lie, this is a little right. This is a little right. The last scene we see Porsha with her daughter Pilar, and then we see Dennis come. They, have like a play date. And so as Pilar's playing, Porsha, talks to Dennis and she's asking her about Drew. She's like, so, what's going on with you and Drew? And, Dennis saying like, we just work, we make music. And Porsha gonna say, well, that's not what Drew's saying. Drew's saying something completely different.
Close your mouth. You little liar. Close your mouth.
This is the moment where I'm like, Porsha, you lying through them veneers. You are lying. Why are you lying like that? That girl did not say anything outside of working. She literally said, I would not mess with him. I would not do anything. So for you to say that she's saying the complete opposite, it's just like, roll the footage back. Roll the footage back. Like, what are we talking about here? It's just like that is not what Drew said. Now you may feel that way, but that don't mean that that's what Drew said. And then this had me weak when he mentioned 16 marriages. He was like, you had 16 marriages on TV. He was like, that hurt me. We was in the studio. We try to make music. We didn't cry, and I feel like that's all it is. They just make music together. And Porsha ain't feeling it. Porsha's just like, I'm not here for that. Dennis saying like, she's doing her music, so she's gonna try to use the show to promote her music. And I don't know what Porsha heard, but Porsha's like, are you serious? Are you really about to piss me off? And I'm just like, huh? What are you mad about? Like, are you mad that Drew's trying to make a bag for herself? Are you mad that your child's father is actually trying to make coin so that he can take care of himself, which means that he'll be able to take care of his daughter? Like, what are we really mad at here? In the midst of all that, Porsha gets up and she goes to the bathroom and says, I can never have loyalty. And what are you crying for?
Wipe your tears, honey.
Like, what are you crying for? Like, you didn't ask him to not film her. Like, you was just like, I don't like it. That's all you said. But it's just, you're not explaining as to why. And then you say, in your live confession in the bathroom that, he's on the show. If y'all get into it, he'll be granted an opportunity to come on the show and he could bash her. And I'm just like, what does that got to do with him working with Drew? That's between y'all as a family. If y'all happen to get into it, which family gets into it all the time. That's between y'all two to work it out. Porsha, I don't know. Porsha, I was really looking forward to seeing you this season, which I am. But so far, it's just not coming off good for you. Like, it really isn't. So after, she was crying in the bathroom, they go, at the very end, and we see her, she's in the car, and she's speaking to Dennis, and she's saying, mark what you do, because this can go towards your daughter. And in my opinion, I feel like that was nasty work. Why did you bring your daughter into this?
Now, you done piss me off. Know what you're talking about before you start talking.
He is working with her. He's not sleeping with Drew. And then for you to say, I wouldn't mind that. They can do whatever. And it may be true, but I just feel like, wouldn't you be more mad that she was messing with him than to be working with him? Anyways, but yeah, her bringing up her daughter, I just kind of feel like that was, just nasty. Like, there was no need to bring her up. Porsha, I don't know what we're going to do with you. But right now, I'm sorry, I'm Team Drew with it. I'm Team Drew with it. But we'll see. I may change my mind next week. Who knows? But that's all my commentary for this episode. Again, please comment, like, and subscribe. That'd be very great for my channel. And I'm going to see you on the next one.